You understand?
Today's presentation, the short title is called Securing Your Online Communications. But I had a longer title that was on the web and in your newsletter, but it wouldn't fit on here. So this kind of contains everything and it includes all. We're doing this for the East Central Ohio Technology Users Club's general meeting for the month of September. It happens to be the 17th, and we're in the year 2023. I would say it's 2:30 p.m., but the machine will probably tell me I'm lying because it'll tell you what the clock is. I've been on the internet and using computers for quite a long time. And ever since I was using it, I've always wanted an internet that respects me and protects my privacy. And in the beginning, that wasn't so. Over the years, I discovered Proton Mail, and then Proton Mail has expanded to include a whole family of services. So I just call it Proton Services. Proton, some of their gut principles, it was born out of a desire to build an internet that puts people before profits. Most every other company, it's the profits before the people. But Proton, it's the other way around. And in fact, I'm here today to share with you all of the free services that you get. So that's definitely people before profits. They wanted to create a world where everyone is in control of their own digital lives, not some other group. And they wanted to make digital freedom a reality, not just big talk. They want privacy for everyone. They want privacy and freedom coming first. They want your data to belong to you. And they want you to trust them with your privacy. And it kind of sums it up in that in this world, you can communicate with whomever you want, protect your data and your identity, avoid having your data sold, and safeguard against cyber crime, all through using Proton services and their whole philosophy. Here's why Proton is the way it is. It's based in Switzerland. And the Swiss privacy is the strongest in the world. They have very strong laws that protect. In fact, their laws are so strong that no government anywhere can demand and get any of the information that they post. They are not a part of any of the world organizations that say we get together so we can share information and track down whatever. They don't do it. It's also built on end-to-end encryption, which means that the minute something leaves my computer, it's encrypted so that even if somebody would want to try to read it or see it, they're not going to see anything. And it stays encrypted till it gets to the other end of wherever it's going. And with zero access, that means that even Proton cannot access my information. It is so restrictive that if I would ever forget my password, I'm in trouble because they have no way of getting the password and recovering it for me. I would just lose my whole thing. So the password is very, very important that you keep, because otherwise you're done for. A lot of times you've heard on the different presentations I've done that I'm a real proponent for open source. And open source means that all of the code that is written for these programs is open for anybody to evaluate, which means that there is nothing hidden. Proton can't do like some other companies who have closed source software that can hide things inside the programs that you are running. So it's totally open source and it's independently audited all the time to guarantee that there is nothing in there. Another important thing is that with Proton, even though there's a number of services, you only have to have one account to get on any device to access any of the services. So I don't have to have one account for this, a different account for that, one. The security that they do is totally easy. It's something I don't even have to worry about. I just use the programs and they take care of all of the security. And I'm not a security expert, but they give you a whole list. You can read all the stuff they do besides just the end-to-end encryption. Not only do they make it easy enough to use, they make it easy for anybody to switch. You want to switch over to the Proton? No big deal. The other thing is that the programs, the services for Proton will be free forever. There are paid versions that provide additional extras, but everything I'm talking about today in the beginning is totally free and will always be free. The other thing is that it's built by and for the community. It is not built for the company. It's built for all the users that use this. And they tell the company, here's what we like, here's what we don't like, here's what we like added, here's what we don't want to get rid of, here's what we want to change. And it's built for the community. These are the different services that I now have with my one account to Proton. I started out many years ago with Proton Mail, and of course, you got to have contacts. And we've added, or they've added, a calendar program, a cloud storage program, a virtual private network program, and the most recent is that they have a password manager now. So all of these services cover everything that I do. They protect my mail and my contacts, so nobody knows. I found out at one time that if you downloaded the McDonald's app, there was a requirement that they would be able to access your contacts. But this way, all my contacts are protected through Proton. I have a calendar that I use that is protected. Nobody knows my calendar except whoever I want them to have access to it and see things, which I can do. So files that are stored, again, are encrypted. So even if somebody got them, well, it's not going to do them any good. It's encrypted, but I can access it from anywhere. The VPN, I can be able to, I guess the simplest thing is hide where I am, that I can be out on the internet and nobody knows that I'm really here in Newark, Ohio. They think I'm somewhere else. And with Proton Pass, I can create passwords that are going to be hard to break, and I don't have to worry about them because I just have to have my one password to log into my system, and then all the passwords for everywhere I go are stored, and then when I need them, I just say, sign me in. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a tour of each of these different services that is the free. This is what everybody gets for free. We're going to start out with the mail program, which is the oldest one. With the mail program, you get 1 gig of storage. Now, some people say, well, that's not very big. But what most people don't realize is the emails are very small. They're just text files. So they don't take up much room. We talked, I think, Ira, the other day about somebody who had how many thousands of emails?
Oh, yeah. That was
No.
my stepson.
Yeah.
He had 35,000 emails and all these things, didn't know how to get rid of them.
So one gig will let you store a lot of email. With the Proton, you get one email address, and that's what most people have, is one. Now, I'm not talking about the fact that I can have one email address with Proton. I can have one email address with Gmail. I can have one email address with Outmail. Those are all different services. And you get one email. And most of the time, you just need one email. I have those other services so I can help people when they're having problems, and I can log into and try to see what's going on. With the free program, you can have up to 150 inbound, outbound messages a day. And for most of us now, that's quite a lot of messages in one day. You get 3 folders to organize your mail. You can have 3 labels that will let you tag, one of the messages with something special. And you get 1 filter that I don't think I even really use. There's a 25 megabyte limit for attachments, but that's about normal for most email programs that limit what you do. With the Proton Mail, when I'm emailing to a Proton person such as Ira, our mail goes back and forth, totally encrypted, back and forth. Nobody can read what we're sending back and forth. Now, if I send an email to Mary Frances, who is on an unsecure protected email service, I can convert that to a password protected email that nobody will be able to read. Now, she has to go through a little hoop by going and logging into the secure server to get the mail, but it becomes secure and it's great. Proton Mail also lets you set up a thing like on Mission Impossible, that after so much time, your mail will disappear right from them. And by default, it's 4 weeks, but you can change that. So if I don't want a message being hanging around on your mail, I can put a timer on it and you deal with it or it's gone. With the mail, I can access it through the web app. I can access it through my mobile. And if I wanted to use what we call a desktop client, which is like the old Outlook Express or currently Outlook, or the one that most of us use, Thunderbird, those are installed programs on your computer. They have a program called Bridge that bridges from the web version to that. I don't use it because I think it's just as easy to go for me to the web and do the mail there and know that it's all secure and it's not having to go back and forth, whatever. One of the other things that Proton does is that in emergencies, they reroute you to make sure that your material get to where it needs to go and back to you and all that. So they just don't say, well, sorry, servers are down or lines are down. They will get you and get it complete. The setting up for mail is very, very easy now compared to when I first started, because they have a program called Easy Switch. And Easy Switch will, with a click of the button, if you go to your previous email program, let's say Gmail, you run the Easy Switch, it brings all your messages in, all your contacts in, all of your calendars in. That easy, and you're up and ready and running to go. For security purposes, for logging in, you can do the 2-factor authentication, which usually means that they send a code to your phone, but That's not always great because you kind of leave the phone somewhere or the battery's done. I use right now what they call 2 p.m. I have a double password. I have to have one password just to get me into my account. I have to have a second password to get to my mail. So my mail is kind of like double passworded. Works out great. Take a look at here is what you see on your Proton. I didn't take the screenshot of the messages. That's no big deal. Your list of messages is there. But what I wanted you to see, it's pretty much a standard web-based, just like Microsoft Office or Microsoft Outlook's mail and Google Mail and Yahoo Mail. But the difference is that you can see that on the side, I have, well, I'll do it with the mouse. You can see on the side over here, is that, you can't see my mouse. Over on the left-hand side, where it says folders, I only have, I want the people online to be able to see. And they can't see it. There's my mouse, but see, mouse doesn't show up on the screen. On the left-hand side, it says folders. There are 3 folders. Now you can make it whatever you want to organize it. And then you can see at the bottom under labels, I can label any of the messages. No, can't.
Can't show it though?
Nope. Got to have a camera. Yeah. So you've got that. I wanted you to see the phone, and the phone is just, you go to the app on the phone and just like a web-based it is. Now here's the beauty part of this. The left-hand side, you can see that this message is being created by a Proton Mail user. And it's being mailed to a Proton Mail user. And you can see right in the front that it is locked. It's got password encrypted, locked on it automatically. On the right-hand side, this is a Proton email sending to an unsecure outside message to an Outlook. And you'll notice that there is no lock in front of it. That means that if I send that person a mail, Microsoft or whoever might send it to would be able to have access to scan that message because it's not secure. But down in the bottom left-hand corner.
Hello, John. Hello,
Yeah.
John. Would you repeat this again? This
Oh.
very last 3 or 4 sentences.
Last 3 or 4 sentences.
I can't tell whether you're saying would not or wouldn't or wouldn't. I couldn't tell.
Yeah,
whether
would
you're
not,
saying,
would, couldn't, wouldn't. All 3 of those. Would not, wouldn't, and couldn't. If this message is going from Betty Proton to John at Outlook, it is not protected and Microsoft can read it and scan it and code it and whatever. But the Proton to Proton, the minute it leaves my computer, it's encrypted and goes clear to the other person, and then it uncrypts or decrypts where they are so they can read it. But the people here, that doesn't work, Dave.
The little button?
No,
There's a little button, there you go. I saw it.
what'd you see?
Saw a light up there.
Red light, or like a red light or what?
Yeah, the laser.
But it's not going where I'm pointing to it.
No. You pushing the little button?
Yes, I am. I've used this one before, but I'm pushing and I don't see where you read it. What you'd see is up at the top, there's a red one that's recording button. Here, you can try it, David.
What the heck? I just tested it.
There it
There you go. You see it there. There it is.
I had to smack
You had
it
to
once.
smack that the battery to get its attention.
Yeah, down here in the bottom corner, there's a lock right there. And so now, when I click on that lock, here is how I encrypt it for non-Proton Mail users like Mary Frances and her A-Link. Well, I can go here and I can put a password on it, confirm it. I could even send her a hint. But that message is not protected because it's got to go to her first and tell her. So what you usually do is you would contact somebody in a different manner and tell them, Sherry said use phone or text and tell them what your passwords are going to be without saying, the message that's coming to you that's protected, here's the password for it. You just send them some dumb text and nobody else will go, what in the world? But she'll know that that's the password. And so it's him. And then on the right, if I click the hourglass, then I can determine how long this message will last, and it'll, when it's time for expire, it's honk honk, it's gone. So now after I put in the password, now you'll see that that same message that was going to Outlook with unsecure is now secure. When the person gets the message, they just get a message that said, you've got a secure message. When they click on that message like they would normally do, they just get a message that says, you've got a secure message. If you want to read this, click the view button and put in the password. So Mary Frances would click that, and then she would have to put the password in. Now, the hint that I gave on this example was a large computer organization. Anybody guess what the large computer organization? APCUG, yeah. And then when she puts that in, now she gets the message, she can read it, she can see that, uh-oh, I got to deal with this because it's going to expire. I can't just leave it in my inbox forever. And up at the top, this is what else is neat. Up at the top, if she clicks that reply, it comes backwards, totally secure back to me. It does not go through A-Link or whoever else. Sherry?
Now, if you had to take a phone call, could you back out and come in again and that clock would still be where it was?
Yes. No,
Or it wouldn't keep running?
it runs. Yeah. But I'm giving you 28 days. Yeah. So you got 28 days
Okay.
and whatever. But you can always make it shorter.
Ken, what's Ken? Will Ken give us what, 24 hours or something?
That's something different.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that. So that way, message going to somebody that's not got a secure, goes a secure route, and then can come back a secure route. Also, in your email, you get automatic, this is kind of jumping ahead, you get, if you put stuff in the calendar, reminders, say, remind me, there you go. You get your email automatically reminds you that you got a meeting coming up. Now, I did this for a club in California before tonight. So it was last month that showed we had a meeting. So your mail and your calendar are even linked together. All right, so let's move on to calendar. Now with the calendar, I don't know for you, if you've got busy schedule, your calendar looks a real mess. And in my house, we have a hanging calendar that's a special one that we have to start looking for like about now, because it has lines for like 6 people.
Oh, wow. That's worse than that.
No, because one's for me, one's for my wife, one's for my son and his wife, and then 2 are for the boys.
Yeah.
Because we all have different schedules. And so it goes straight across so we can keep track of everything. Well, with the calendar here, you can set up 3 color-coded calendars and be able to look at a calendar and see color-coded. You can, with this calendar system, you can send out an invitation to say, join a meeting or whatever, get together. And if somebody sends you an event, it says it's smart enough because it recognized there was a date and a time. So it'll offer to put it right in your calendar for you. You can customize the views, set the reminders, I can do it. And everything on Proton is ad-free. Most of the time when you get free stuff, there's ads that go with it. The payment for getting something for free is that you gotta do ads. No ads on here. You can give access to control to people. If I want you to be able to see a certain, like the club events, I could give you access to that particular color-coded calendar. I can also, as earlier, I can get it on the web here, and I can get it on my mobile phone. And if I put something in the mobile phone, the web's already updated because they are connected. So, calendar. And the thing I like to add is something that I have no clue. I'm not a security person, but they elliptic curved cryptography. But that's a big thing. I don't know what it is, but it's got to be protection real well. So here we look at, and I apologize, it's the projector's problem. The people at home see this perfect, but between the projector and that screen, it's blurry for you guys. What this shows for the people at home is that when you set up calendar events, you set it up for what time it starts, what time it ends. It can be repeated, like for the monthly club, I can go in and set the calendar, say every third Sunday, and it can do it till, here it says how long. I can say, well, till end of life. You can get a reminder on there. That's what that's supposed to be right there. You want to send reminders. And then down here, I expanded because I have 3 different calendars. I can put the event under one of those color-coded ones. This calendar is great because it has so much ability. I can go in with this calendar and say, well, I need to customize it where I need to be able to pick up my grandson on Mondays and Thursdays of the week. And it will just do Mondays and Thursdays. So here is what the calendar looks like, very standard calendar. And if you can look carefully, there's the 3 different ones I've set up. My calendar, the club's calendar, and the family one. I figured that. So everything that's green would be club stuff, blue is me, and my family is the orange stuff. So it's easy to tell. Some people don't like to look at the whole month, so you can just set up your calendar for a week at a time. Now you can see the color things easier. And some people say, don't even go, I just want a daily one. So it's really customizable and colored. Switching to the drive, with the cloud storage, we say cloud storage, but of course it's not there. The storage is over in Switzerland in a big secure facility that's probably, bomb rated and all. And so all your stuff is stored in secure physically and encrypted. The free version gives you 1 gig. You're not going to save a lot of files, but you can put important files in there. And again, text files don't take a lot of room. It's movies and music that take the room. So you can be able to store a lot of your personal information, your afterlife stuff, with this 1 gig. With the drive, you can also share it. We do this all the time with our Linux group. Ken will have created something. He puts it in his Proton drive and creates a link that he can send out to us with a timer of how long the link works. And then we can just click on that, go to the secure drive, download the file we want, and then after such and such a time, that doesn't work, doesn't leave. So that's great, I can share. And one nice thing is there's no size limit for sharing because I'm not sending the file anywhere. You're going to go get it. So I'm not limited to 25 megabytes like I am in sending mail. I can have a 2 gigabyte. You're going to go get it and you're going to download it. There is backing up and syncing available. Now, backup means that I upload files to my drive to save. Syncing means that if I update a file on my computer, it's automatically backed up right away. Now, right now, the sync feature is available for Windows, but not yet for Linux. I'm not happy. I'm going to keep hassling about it. So for backing up, I just have to back up stuff myself. But in Windows, I'll show that to you. Again, it's got the elliptic curve cryptographic-y stuff and the alternative routing, so that it's not going to be a problem that you can't get to your files. You know, servers are not going to be down because we're going to go around this way to get to them. So here's what the web version looked like, which everybody did. And it's just a simple thing. Up at the top, it says My Files. And then I upload. There's a button up there for it's kind of hard to see because of the screen. But right there's a button to upload a folder, upload a file, create a folder. Maybe I have the wrong order. Create a folder, upload a folder, and I can just upload what I want. Now, remember, this is not the synced part, so that means that file that I upload is going to be the same as the date and time I did it. So I have to physically go and upload files to make sure everything's backed up, not the syncing people. The new added part is where it says computers over on the left side. That means it will see any computer besides this one that is backed up. Now, right now, if I had it live and clicked on computers, it would show the Windows computer at home and all the files that are on it that I could access. So hopefully that comes soon. Here it shows you the activities. I was uploading files, and so it said, here are all the files, and it's got green things to show you that it's successful, and all that. So all that stuff was uploading to my folder. Now, when I went to the Windows computer, notice that the program creates a folder called Proton Drive, very similar to the OneDrive that Microsoft makes. And anything that is placed, linked into that folder will automatically be backed up all the time. So for Windows people, you've got it already. So if you create a file on your computer that's marked Proton Backup, the minute you save it, the newest version is already up there. Moving on to the VPN, the free one. Again, everything's free. You are able to connect one device at a time, which means that if I was here, I could connect this laptop, but none of my computers would be connected because I can do one. Or I can switch to my phone and connect my phone to a VPN, but not here. That doesn't bother me because I don't really multitask that much. With the free version, you have access to 180 servers around the country in 3 locations. There are 50 free in the United States, 114 servers in Netherlands, and 16 in Japan. So that kind of means the Western Hemisphere, there are 50 over here. All of Europe and, let's see, Western Asia, there's 114, and then on the far west coast of Asia, there are 16. You get medium speed. With VPNs, your speed does come down because you're traveling distances. But hey, the reason you're using a VPN is to secure your connection. And like I said here, if I go to the Netherlands, anybody who's trying to track me, they would think I'm in the Netherlands or in Japan, but I'm really right here in Newark. So the minimum speed isn't crucial because I'm trying to protect me, my identity and everything. It's easy to use, and they do all the advanced security. I don't even worry about it. They do not log. They have no idea where you're going and what you're doing because it's all this encryption from the minute you leave. and again, computers and mobile devices, unlimited bandwidth. We were talking just earlier when we were talking with Everett about Zoom and bandwidth, and when you're using your Wi-Fi. Well, with Proton VPN, they don't slow it down any at all. You just have unlimited bandwidth, and these tunnels that you are going through to the other countries and stuff, all of it is encrypted. Here's how easy it works. You have an icon that's a little blue triangle. You start it up, and all you have to do is just say, connect me quickly. Find me a secure, quick service that isn't overloaded. And it does it. Or you can see at the bottom, it gives me my choice to manually choose which country I want to go through. A lot of times I just do the quick one. I don't really care where I'm going through. I just want quickly hook me up to a fast or a whatever is not being used a lot. Now, let's say I want to, for some reason, stay through the United States because of way banks work. Sometimes if you're in Netherlands and trying to get back to your bank in town, they might be kind of cautious. But if you're in the United States, they say, oh, you must be on vacation checking. So I can select United States. I have 50 in this list to choose from. And on this list, you can see that there is a green or the circle that's colored green, yellow, and red. Green means that's a pretty open server. Yellow means it's getting kind of busy. Red means, boy, it's kind of packed. So I just go down the list, and I went way down this list, and oh, here's one. And when you hover over it, it'll tell you how busy it is. And I picked that one. Somewhere in the United States. I have no idea where it is. It's somewhere here. And I just click the connect button so that I've connected to one that's not so busy. After you've connected, it'll tell you up at the top, and I made it bigger in the screen, that you're connected through the US. The IP address is now different. I forgot to point that out on the first slide because the VPN said, here's your IP address. Now it's been changed.
You don't get your real one.
They don't get your real one. And you can see this one I picked is only 73% loaded, and it has a pretty good up and down bit speed. When I want to stop using it for some reason, there's just a quick button up the top, disconnect, or down where I connected it, disconnect. And so if you find out, oh, something's happening, the website I'm going to can't get through, I can just turn off the VPN, and then as soon as I'm done with it, turn it back on. And here you can see, I couldn't capture, but this one shows you that for the Western Hemisphere, there's the free somewhere in the United States. It's not right there because there's 50 of them. And right here's the one that says everybody here is using the free ones from the Netherlands. And over here, you can't see, there's a blue triangle, purple for Japan. So anybody along that coast can. Now, when you look closer, if you can, you will see here that there are some black triangles, and there's one right there, and here's a couple. Those are the additional ones that are under the paid service. But my goodness, you can see how many are being used. These 50 are being quite used. Password, going on to the password manager. With the password manager, you get one vault. I'm going, one vault? What's that? A folder. So all of your logins and stuff are in one folder. And that's fine, because a lot of people, that's all they do. They put them in one folder, and they don't organize. I know somebody who on their computer, you can organize all your files in subfolders and this and that. They just like all their pictures, one folder. They're all in pictures, because that's the way they do it. One nice thing is with the password manager, again, from Proton, you can have as many logins as you need for free. There's no limit to them. Some services might say, Well, you can have X number of logins. I have 286. I need to filter out some because some of them are dead now. But I can have as many as I want. I can create notes that I save in my password manager, such as a note that has your passport information. Because if you're overseas and you lose your passport, you're in trouble. But if I have that information in my secure Proton Pass, I can be able to give the authorities, well, here's my passport number and whatever other information. All of your credit card information, your bank can be placed in here. So if you lose your wallet, you know exactly every one of your credit card numbers, the number to call to tell them, all of that. The password manager is not limited to devices. I have the password manager, can be working on all of my computers and laptops and phones all at the same time. No limit. It also has the built-in 2FA support. One really neat thing that is newer to me is that they have what they call hide my email alias. And this is great because let's say that you want to get a newsletter from some company, or you need to go to a website and you've got to sign up with your email and you don't want to give an email. Proton Pass will give you 10 where you go in and say, hey, Proton Pass, make me up an email, hide my email alias. And what they'll do is they'll create an email that when that company sends it to you, it goes to them first, and then it comes to your address. And you can do that for free, up to 10 different ones. And that's great because then all of a sudden, if you start getting some junky emails and whatever, you know exactly where it came from. Then all you do is go out and delete that, hide my email, and you get another one for some time later. So that, I wish, back in when I first started all this, that they had that, because that's great, because now you don't have to have people know who you are that don't need to know. Again, ad free. With the password manager, it will generate very difficult passwords that are not breakable. And you don't have to sit there and say, oh, what am I going to do for a password? What am I going to do? You just say, create me one, and they create it. It's easy to sign in. You just sign into your sign into websites, and I'll show you how it works. And they have a very easy, if you are already in another password manager program, you can export your things right into password or Proton Pass, and they're all there ready to go. Here is what the password manager looks like. And you can see on the left, this is my whole list. And not the whole list, it's a search list. And it doesn't give out any kind of information that's not public. My email addresses for APCUG is public. And then on the right-hand side, there's all the private stuff. There's the email address, my password, and it's there. On the right-hand side, you can search for them. Type in a search word, and it will find all of the like all my APCUG logins, and not all the 286 that I have, but it drops down to 18. Now, here's how easy it works. When I come to a website that Pass knows I've got a password set up for it, a little triangle pops up, tells me that there are 14 choices. And the reason for that is I'm responsible for APCUG's email system and their Zoom system. And so those are all through Gmail accounts. That's why I have 14. Plus I've the one for our club and my own personal one. So it'll just say, hey, I can scroll down through the list, find the one I want, click on it, and it fills out the information. That simple. Most of the time, it wouldn't be necessarily 14 or 7. Most of the time, it's just one. Not too many people are crazy like me and have to have multiple. But that's how easy it is. All I do is go to the website, that diamond pops up, and I scroll down, find the one I want, click on it, fills it out. Once in a while, it depends on the website, I might have to do it twice. I might have to do the click for the username, because you can see on the left-hand side, there is no password on the Google. It's a second screen. So for Google, I have to do it twice. But for Zoom, I only have to do it once because the username and password are on the same thing. So Google takes me 2 clicks. Zoom takes me 1. Now, if I have a site, yes,
I got a question. If you're on a site and you're trying to log in, and they say your password's too old, you have to update it. Can you change your password?
you have to log into their site and then you can change it. Because the password is linked to that website. So you have to go to their place that says change your password. But then you ask Pass Manager, give me a new password that is not going to be breakable. And then it updates it. But when they say it's too old, you have to log in to their site, go to your account, go to where it says change password and change it.
Change it there.
Yeah, but then you can get them to give you the strong password so you don't have to try to think, what password haven't I used? What password should I use? Let the password manager do that. So
They put it in automatically or
it will here copy and paste it in.
copy it?
I'll show you the next screen. They will give you a password. You just copy it, paste it in instead of typing in one that you try to think of.
Okay.
Now, some websites that by design don't let you autofill it in. So then what you do is you just come to your place, click on your username, like I did with the hand, copies it, pastes it. Come back to here, click on the key, copy, and paste. And that's because their design doesn't allow autofill.
You say key.
There's a key.
Yeah, that's the.
That's
the
where
password.
that's where you click.
Okay, or the key.
Yeah, click on the key and it copies it to your clipboard, then go to your place and paste it. I have very few that I have to do this. Everything else is just a matter of, it comes up, click it, and it fills it in.
Well, John,
Yeah,
I've run into a situation where you try to copy, like say your password and paste it in. It just doesn't paste.
yeah,
You have to do it manually.
yeah.
So if
And
you got a
that's the fault of the site.
Yeah.
That they have done that. They are so far behind in technology. They want you to have a long one that can't be broken, but you're going to make a mistake if you try to type it in. So sometimes you have to do it. I've had to do things where I've had to copy something to a Word document or a text document, copy it from there, and it lets me paste it in because it wouldn't let me copy from here to there. That's it. So that's it. I don't have to run across that. Now, on the left-hand side, here's where that is hiding my email. So I went to a website for user, that's part of APCUG, for our user group listing service. And I said, I want a hidden one that they don't know my real address. So that is an acceptable address for that site because it's just written right. Now, they record that as my email address. They send me a message to at passmail.net, and it gets forwarded to me.
Even though that's not your email.
Even though it's not my real one, it's my linked one. So if anything comes to me by way of UGL's APCUG junkie, I'll know that they've given out my address and I just delete that account. On the right-hand side, it shows you how it creates strong passwords. You can either do passwords or just characters. Some people, they sometimes call these passphrases. But right now you can see it's set for 4 words, using capitalization, putting in hyphens in, including numbers. So it came up with a +9 dash unclamped 0 dash crop 5 dash devouring 7. Now, for somebody to kind of make, hack that, it would take them forever.
Years.
Because I can make it 5, 6, 7, 8 words. I can change it to be, instead of hyphens, dashes or asterisks or spaces. I don't have to remember this. The program remembers it, and I just have to say, put my password in. All right, so let's sum things up. This is the Proton free version, free level of services. With mail, you get 1 address, 150 messages a day, and 3 folders to organize. The calendar, you can get 3 color-coded calendars. The ability to invite people and share. The Google Drive, you get 1 gig, and you can file share from it. You get VPN 1 connection, choosing between 3 countries and 180 different servers. And with the password, you get 1 folder with unlimited logins, unlimited devices, and 10 of these hide my email addresses. All that is free with the security that comes with that.
I got it.
Okay, now I will mention that if you find that that's not enough, then if you need more in the mail, you can get 10 email addresses. Now I have 2. I've got my JAKENN 2008, which is my standard, but I also have a free jar. And that's the one I give out to whenever I do presentations all across the world. I give out that one because when it comes to me, I know that that came from somebody who watched a presentation and would be having questions about the presentation. So you could have that. Ira could create email addresses for the birds, the dogs, because he could have 10, and then he could give out the dog one if he had to somebody who I'm not trusting that person. So you give them that one, and when it comes in, you'll know, okay, that's junk stuff. With the calendar for the extra $4.99 a month, you can have 22 more color-coded calendars. So a total of 25 different. I don't have that many. I've got about 8. You can also get 14 additional storage for 15 gigs, and the VPN and password are still the same, which is so for $5 a month, you can get all of that extra. If there are specific things that you wanted, for example, if you want an increased storage, you can increase for $5 a month and have a total of 200 gigs of drive space, or update your password for $5 and get 20 folders and an unlimited number of the hide my aliases. That might be something that would be very important to you. You really need to organize your folders and want all those aliases. Maybe you're a heavy duty internet user and you wanted more connections with your VPN. So if you go to their upgraded version, you can hook up 10 devices at once, have them all running, and you can connect through 65 different countries, through almost 3,000 servers.
Question.
Yeah.
What do they do with gamers that like the game?
Gamers want the highest speeds. And you also, for the upgraded one, you get when you're doing streaming services.
Right.
If for example, if you were in a country that doesn't do Netflix, you could VPN to the country that does, and then you could be streaming, Netflix through the VPN and watch it. I don't do that, so the upgraded one probably wouldn't be so much. But just looking at numbers, this is for our combo, just to show you, if you did the Mail Plus for $4.99 and the extra storage for $9 or $4.99, you'd be paying not quite 10 a month. All of these plans that they have, are monthly plans, yearly and bi-yearly. So the more you pay, each equivalent month goes down from about $4.99 to more like $3.50 a month on that. If you did the extra mail and the password, you'd still be $9.98. If you did the mail and the upgrade for the VPN, you'd be paying $15 a month. But just to finish out, they have the ultimate. Ultimate gives you 5 additional emails, so you could have 15 emails. You could have up to 500 gigs of storage. You have the 9 additional connections come with that. The 20 folders, all of the extras for $12.99 a month instead of the $4.99 a month.
I would leave it for business people.
Not necessarily. It's for somebody who says, I need more storage. Because here's what happens. If you got the plus mail and you added your extra storage or added the upgrade pass, that's $9.98. The unlimited service is only $3 a month more. And you get everything. Same with if you did the plus with the extra drive or the upgraded pass, that's $14.97, which is $1.98 more than the ultimate. So if you just wanted the upgraded mail program and the upgraded pass manager for $2 less a month, you get everything. So they've got kind of a deal depending on what you want.
I've got 2 questions.
Okay, let me finish that. So here are the plans. Free is free. If you do the plus to add the extra mail and what I showed you, $4.99 a month. But if you do it by the year, it breaks it down to $3.99 a month. If you pay for it 2 years at once, you're paying only $3.49. And the unlimited, $12.99 a month. But if you pay for it by a year, it's $9.99 a month and $7.99. So you get a good deal if you really are wanting to extend it. Okay, now,
I have a Proton Mail account.
yes,
How do I get the other stuff?
you have all that stuff.
No. What do you mean by that?
You gotta sign up for the plus.
No,
No, because well,
you talking about the calendar? You already got it.
I've got it.
Yeah. You just didn't know where to click.
oh, I didn't know I had a
Is there a homepage?
No, not even page. It's right on your email.
Oh, sure.
Now, let me go and do that for you.
Wait. Is it on my email?
It's on your Proton account.
Oh, not when I sign in.
You're signed in here.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Okay, that's what I want to say.
but we're doing it his way first.
Okay, I want to see
Okay.
where mine is. 'cause I've
So
never
if
looked.
I go back to
Where you hide
my
stuff.
main page. Oh, that's up. It's covering it. This laptop doesn't have it on here right now. Proton. So you can see it. There's the first login. That gets me into my account. Does not get me in the mail. I have to use my second password. So, Virgil, when you go to your email program, here it is.
I see it, where's it?
Not there yet. Wait. Okay. Okay. You kind of forget to look for tic-tac-toe boards.
Oh, that's it.
If I click right there, there's all the services right there.
I didn't see where the.
I never knew that. I mean, I clicked on it, but didn't pay attention to it.
See the four squares right there?
Oh, yeah, okay.
That's right, your mouse doesn't work.
Thank God, all right.
So right by the Proton Mail.
Pointer out there.
You click on that, there's your mail, there's your calendar, there's your drive, there's your VPN, there's your password.
Hey,
You've already got it because it's free.
Got it, but I didn't know I had it.
See, aren't you
Okay.
glad you came to the program today?
so I've had it all these years, John?
And you've had all of that.
Now,
But you knew you had VPN, 'cause you've been using it.
No, I haven't.
Yes, you
You
did.
know, when I used it before, but when Ken put the different Ubuntu on there, I didn't know they could use it or not.
Absolutely. Has nothing to do with it. This is Mint. This is, Mint XFCE. No, you've had it.
Okay,
You
okay.
just have what's all available in the free, but there it is. There's everything
in the
there.
free version, I can get one email.
You already have one email address.
Can my wife have a separate one?
If she signs up for her own Proton.
Right, yeah. Yeah.
But, see, that's the thing, if she signs up, she has to be able to log into yours. Like I said, if you go with the plus version, you can have multiple emails, but it's under one account. So she would be able to log into your account, read your mail, read your files, read your calendar
Well, she's got her own email now.
for Proton.
No,
Right.
but she could have.
She can have her own free account of Proton, yeah.
Okay.
But you can't move another mail. Like if you had another Gmail or Yahoo email, you couldn't put it in Proton.
Yeah.
It's a separate-
You just wouldn't log anymore because you're copying it all over and it's all in there now and you just tell people to use your
But
Proton.
if you go to Thunderbird,
Uh-huh.
would they both show up?
Yeah. I think they would because it's two, you'd set up two different bridges.
Yeah, because I mean, we got separate emails and different, you got Gmail and AOL and
Right.
different things. I mean, you go to Thunderbird and they're all there.
Correct. So you would use the bridge program to connect Proton to Thunderbird.
Okay,
Yeah, but she can get her own account.
I gotta use my Proton more often now.
Yeah, because of the calendar and the drive and the VPN and the password manager. They're all there sitting there. They're all free. You're not even losing money. You're just not making use
And I
of what
can-
you
I can
got.
Connect to Bitwarden and bring everything over.
You would export the file out of Bitwarden and import it in like I've done. But the bottom line was all of this is available for free. All the security, all the protection, all of that stuff, you're limited to, the things on there. But for most people, the free version,
Worth it enough.
150 emails a day, one connection for your internet for that, unlimited password managers. Your storage might be a problem, but it depends on what you want. But for, you jump up to the 12, you got everything.
Does it store everything automatically? Or do you have to put it?
Right now, everything is stored on my computer except updated files because it doesn't have the sync that Windows does. See, when I go to Drive, these are only files that I have manually uploaded to my Drive. So these files, these folders here, I have clicked them, but you will find out that these have not been updated since March because it doesn't do it automatically. But if I go over here to computers, look at that right there. There are all the files that are automatically backed up from my Windows tower. And I can access them.
Windows automatically, but.
Because Windows being the bigger group, they have made the backup program for Windows. Now they should be working on the backup for, Linux or the syncing.
Don, can you get your file? I want to ask a question. Can you get your cat? Before all that awful history.
No,
No, that's what I.
well, but on the phone, see, phone's different. You just download the apps. just like you do for the phone. You go to your app store and download Proton VPN, download the calendar.
Oh, that's what you do.
Yeah,
Okay,
because a phone's not a computer.
okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So on my phone, I have an app for the drive, for the calendar, for the email, and for that. You
Yeah,
have to do it.
but you're not talking about Google Drive or none of that. You're talking about Proton.
Right,
Oh,
yeah.
That's what I want.
Google reads mine, ever.
Okay.
Okay, assuming this is a web-based operation, doesn't matter what your operating system is. So
Yep.
you're actually doing all this stuff through the internet to get to that program.
Right. And the only difference is that Windows users now have a client for syncing that they install on their computer. And hopefully that Proton will, because until they do, I'm not using the Proton drive as fully as I would that I am with pCloud, because pCloud has a client for Linux that does the automatic syncing. As soon as Proton has the automatic syncing, I can switch to them and just be everything one. Anything from Zoom people?
Yes, John, I have something.
Yay!
When Bobby had a question, she got tired. She had to lower her hand. So get to her. When you talk about storage, are you talking about everything in your files and folders and what would be in your, oh shoot, I forget the terminology. Everything. Is that what you mean by storage?
Anything that you want to store, you want to do files, movies, music, whatever.
Okay, so that's what you're referring to. Okay, storage. Bobby had a question.
That was it.
Waiting on Bobby, yeah.
That was the question.
What?
That was the question.
That was the question?
She left.
Oh, yeah, Nancy and whoever, the limit is how much storage you pay for. For free,
Okay.
you get 1 gig.
I got my passwords at home.
For the little bit more, you can get up to 200 or all the way up to 500 gigs. 200 is what I use on my pCloud, and everything I have is in pCloud, and I still have tons of empty space. Because 200 gigs is a lot of storage, unless you're doing movies.
Okay, Bobby must have left.
Anybody else? I'll stop the sharing and
Mary Frances would like to thank you over and over and over for going to all this detail and all this trouble to do this for us. And you've been,
I'll have to be honest with you. I didn't do any trouble. I already had this program done for the California group I did a week and a half ago.
but that makes it even better that you decided to do this for all of us. And you've been sick today and coming here. I'm a #1 fan of yours, John. I might as well say it.
The club needed something. They didn't have anything set yet. But that's
you.
why we get mad at, or APCUG gets mad at people who present for their club, and they have already gone through the efforts of putting together a presentation. They've already done it once, but they won't do it for us. We're going, it's already done. So this presentation I put together for California's Hayward's group. And it's done. So now I have it ready for you with just changing the front sign. And if somebody else on APCUG Speakers Bureau wants it, I just have to change the boilerplate, But we have people who will do presentations, really good presentations, and we ask them to do it. Oh, I couldn't do that. You've already done it. It's already done. You don't have to make up one.
It's a shame that there's not a room full of people to enjoy it.
Well, I'm just sorry that they aren't, because all of this is free. And it has enough features in the free program. There's no reason for anybody to not be secure. And then you can decide, I'm not pushing the paid one. You just have to decide, do I need more, or is all of this enough? And my feeling is I don't need, I have the top one because I have to admit, I have been a supporter of Proton from way back when, supporting what they're doing. But I don't think I need 10 different internet connections in 65 countries. I would like more storage and the ability to sync it. But I don't need 15 addresses. I don't need more than 150 emails a day. I can't keep up with that. Anybody else? Before we turn.
Well,
Yeah.
Hi, John. I think I do get more than 150 emails a day. Not that I like it, but I do.
Okay, that's possible. I have Proton Mail, for me, does a fantastic job of filtering. Gmail doesn't do a bad job. Outlook Mail is terrible. I have so much junk that comes into that account, and I only use it for recording APCUG meetings, and I have to go in and get rid of 25 to 50 junk mails because they can't filter it like Gmail and Outlook or Proton can.
Right.
Yeah. Well, 3 of my emails are Outlook.
Yeah. Well, I can see that. As a reminder, Adam's not here. Next month, we do have Bob Gasticha, who will be online from his big home in New Mexico. We'll be doing his presentation on security, because October is worldwide online or internet security month. So he will be doing his presentation in October. No meeting in November and December, because we'll combine it for a potluck in December 3rd, Saturday, December 3rd, or Sunday, December 3rd, down here. Lots of good food and such. So watch your emails and get ready for that. Anything else?
Do any of our members have an update on Dave Giroff's health?
He was at the meeting when you weren't Thursday.
Oh, that's good. I'm sorry I couldn't come.
What?
Is he an officer?
Yes, trustee.
Okay.
Yeah. No, yeah, he was at the meeting and seemed to be looking pretty good.
That makes me happy.
Yeah, I think he's doing better than I'm doing. I know. Who knows?
You want
Oh,
to stop the recording and we can chat?
Okay, do we need to record the prizes?
No.
You need to explain them while I'm finishing up here.
Why do I need to explain them? I did all
Well,
this.
somebody needs to.
I'm going to stop the recording.
Okay.
We'll continue with the
That sounds
session.
good.